A very warm welcome and a very good afternoon to you all. Great to have you with us here, watching the action, coming to you live from Grand Champions Polo Club. We're on field number 2, and this is the featured game of the weekend on this Easter Sunday weekend. Hope you've had a very, very comfortable and relaxing Easter weekend, and of course today, Sunday, Easter Sunday. Great to have you tuning in. We have a big game ahead here this afternoon. This, of course, all part and parcel of the Triple Crown of Polo, the fourth and final of our tournaments of this year's WPL season 2021. And on the field, and we will introduce you to the players, of course, once they line up. In the black shirts, Mille up against Tamera. And Tamera today with a substitution. Ale Poma is going to be substituted by Salvador Lucky, and I'll introduce him again, of course, alongside his teammates once they come out. Sitting up here next to me in the commentary booth, Chief Umpire of Grand Champions Polo Club. Delighted to have him with me. He's known as the Fountain of Knowledge and always a smile on his face. Good afternoon, Steve Lane.
Good afternoon, Jan, and happy Easter to everyone out there. So we've got an exciting game this afternoon and looking forward to it. Both teams 1-0. Am I correct on that, Jan?
You are indeed. We've got two very strong teams. Mille, of course, a team that has already won 2 titles, winning the first of our 2 WPL tournaments this year, the All-Star Challenge and the Founders Cup, and they even made it to the final again for the third, the Palm Beach Open, where Casablanca, of course, a week ago today, stole that crown. So Mille will be looking to, of course, advance through. Now, if we look at the way they've played so far, this, of course, is round number 2. Mille took care of business in their opening match when they faced Seminole Casino Coconut Creek, beating them very, very narrowly by 1 goal, 14 goals to 13. But the same applies to Tamera. Now, Tamera, of course, coming in for the for Ale Poma Salvador Lucky. He plays off 2, so they are now a 25-goal handicap team. Mille 26, so they'll be getting 1 goal, as you can see on the scoreboard advantage. They also won their opening game, beating Santa Rita quite convincingly, 10 goals to 6. So both of these teams coming into this game, round 2 of the Triple Crown, with a clean sheet. And I'm just now going to allow 1 or 2 more moments here for the players to line up. Our young man down there, always present, part of the inventory here, and it's great to have also a man who always has a smile on his face, Mr. Tom Blake, who will in a few moments be singing the American national anthem. So absolutely right, Steve. We're going to have a very exciting game here, as was to be expected. But as we just have a moment or two to give you a little bit more information, remember tomorrow on Monday, Easter Monday, the WPL action continues. We have Pampa Norte up against Oria Polo team, and that will be coming onto your screens tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock. So if we can have the players now please line up, maybe come a little bit closer, just a tad closer. Tom, are you ready? You are indeed. If I can then kindly ask everybody to be upstanding for Tom Blake and the American national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you very much. Once again, a fantastic rendition there of the American National Anthem brought to you by the one and only Mr. Tom Blake. Now, without further ado, let me introduce you to the teams that are out there, of course, starting from left to right. The team in the dark shirts playing for Richard Mille, ladies and gentlemen, at number 1. Please welcome Mr. Mark Gansey. Playing off 2 goals, known also to many, many fans around the world as the Cobra. At number 2, 8 goals. Please give it up for Heta Castagnola. Good afternoon, Heta. At number 3, ladies and gentlemen, a 10-goaler on the field this afternoon, none other, Mr. Pablo McDonough. And at number 4, a former 9-goaler playing off 6 at the moment. Give it up for Paco de Navai. So that is Team Richard Mille. Now over to Tamera playing in the white shirts. As I mentioned earlier, coming in today for Ali Palma, please welcome Mr. Salvador Lucky playing at number 1 off 2 goals. Then the man always with his red helmet, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Santi Torres there. The man with the number 2 on his shirt, 7 goals handicap. At number 3, please welcome the 9-goaler, one of the best in the business, Diego Kavanagh. And at back, playing the number 4 of a very solid 8 goals, Heijo Taranco. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Your 2 mounted umpires here this afternoon, Esteban Ferrari and Federico Martelli. In the studio, the instant replay official, chief umpire of the WPL, Senor Gaston Dorignac. A very good afternoon to you and everybody in the studio. And alongside me up here, chief umpire of the Grand Champions Polo Club, Mr. Steve Lane. So, 1 goal advantage, as I said.
Yeah, we've just been told from the field that these are both 26-goal teams, so the scoreboard should be reading 0-0 as 2 high-goal teams, the highest handicap level of polo played outside of Argentina. And we'll wait for the scoreboard. Umpires are ready, players are ready. And we will continue with the first bowl-in of the day. So, Jan, both teams 1-0. Somebody's going to go 2-0, and somebody's going to fall to 1-1.
Absolutely, absolutely. So it'll be on the far side for the first half. The first 3 chuckers, the ball will be thrown in by Esteban Ferrari. As I say, one of our 2 mounted officials, Federico Martelli, the other mounted official. Now, I hope you're comfortable at home. Remember, we're always open and we have a little chat box. Any kind of comments, questions, shout-outs you would like us to give you, then please do so. I'd like to very much welcome Lee and Dottie Smith, who I know are watching. Big avid fans here of the WPL. Great to have you with us this afternoon as the first ball is thrown into play, and it looks like Tamera will get the better of that throw-in, winning that ball. But that man, Paco de Navai, playing the number 4 on his shirt, a very solid defending player, but also will do the rotation. You will see him coming up the field very often and putting himself in a position where he can score a goal or 2. They steal it back. Richard Mille now in the driving seat, over on the left-hand side, looking for Castagnola. Heta Castagnola will pick this one up, but he's going to have to contend with Santi Torres, and Santi did enough there to at least stop Castagnola in his tracks. It's turned once again. Tamera have possession. This time the man with the number 3, Diego Kavanagh. Kavanagh looking to maybe send one up to the front where Taranco is waiting for that ball. Castagnola a little bit too slow off the mark, and Diego Kavanagh will get the first scorer of the afternoon. So Steve, very quick opening goal here. A little bit slow off the mark there. Castagnola being beaten there by, as I say, one of the best in the business playing off 9 goals, Diego Kavanagh. Once again, Tamera picking up the ball here. And this time it's the turn of Santi Torres. If he can pick this one up on the near side. Tries to change it on the offside. Again, getting the support here from Kavanagh. Left behind for Taranco. But Paco de Navai. That's what he will do all day long, steal that ball back and turn defensive play into offensive play. This time it is the turn for Castagnola. Castagnola being obstructed there right of way as Santi Torres came right in front of him.
Yeah, came right in front, and also noticed that there was 2 Richard Mille players downfield, so I got a strong feeling right here that this ball is going to go at least to the 60-yard line in favor of Richard Mille, because that was a great offensive play. So to make that a center field hit would actually penalize the team who got fouled.
Indeed it would, and as you're quite rightly saying, there were 2 Richard Mille players deep in down the half. Castagnola had his right of way taken away there. I'm sure that was unintentional there by Santi Torres. And, of course, the entire team, Tamera, will know what they're up against here. Richard Mille with already 2 titles to their name, 3 times in a final this season. So definitely one of the main contenders to possibly go all the way to the final and maybe even win the Triple Crown of Polo 2021. Ball being teed up there. Now the question is, will it be Paco or will it be Pablo McDonough? Little team talk there between the 2 players. As I said, Paco de Navai, formerly 9 goals. And it's going to be left for Pablo McDonough, the 10-goaler, the only 10-goaler on the field here this afternoon. Nice, calm, long run up here. Remember, this can be defended at 60 yards distance. It's high in the sky. Let's look at the goal judge. He waves his flag. No mistake. Pablo McDonough very quickly there getting the equaliser. Well, Steve, if Richard Mille were to think that this could be a walk in the park for Tamera, they will be gravely mistaken. A very, very strong team. We saw that in that opening match when they took care of business, beating Santa Rita 10-6. I think we're in for a treat here this afternoon at Grand Champions Polo Club.
I think you're exactly right. And don't forget this man, Diego Cavanaugh, 9 goals. Some say he's going to be 10 someday and fairly soon. However, Santi Torres takes the ball towards the goal. Paco de Narvaez is going to turn it over into the corner, being ridden there by Salvador Lucky. Out comes Cavanaugh with a near side play. Torres going to pick the ball up. Now a little back shot over to a teammate. Paco de Narvaez tries to break it up. Paco going to take it across goal. Paco still out in front. Now he's hooked by Lucky. However, there's a back shot right there that was Salvador Lucky actually, and Pablo McDonough, the 10-goal player, is going to come in, turn that ball underneath his horse's neck. Santi Torres right there, a little bit of a sword fight right there. Who's going to benefit? We've got a player up on the horse's neck, but the ball's back over the end line, and the player recovers, so we will have a knock-in right here by Richard Mille.
Yeah, Salvador Lucky there on the handlebars, basically. He did well not to come out the saddle. And a little bit of a traffic jam in front of goal, ball going over the back line. So Richard Mille, and these are normally taken by Paco de Navai. Just waiting there for the umpire to call play. We're down to 3:54, so just shy of 4 minutes left to play. Now, of course, we will have a courtesy change around about halfway through the chukker. Paco de Navai being left to his own devices. There is the pass out to his right-hand side. A little bit too steep there for McDonough to pick it up on. Castagnola will pick it up from the sideboards. He's got a man on. Taranco will try and challenge him, but now he's up and away. We'll have a look across the field. He intended to send that, and this is the rotation I was talking about. Paco de Navai coming down deep into the field, but you can see he turns, anticipating that should his team lose the ball, he needs to go back and, of course, play that position he plays ever so well back in defense. And it is indeed that is the case. Tamera will steal the ball back. And you can see nicely here how Salvador Lucky trying to take Paco de Navai out of the equation. He will send it back, looking for the 10-goaler. He'll pick it up on the near side. Nicely done, but he's got Torres right behind him there, coming in for the challenge. There is the hook attempt. He read it well. Paco de Navai will pick this one up. At the moment, a little bit clustered here, all the players together, as Del Schwetz would say, you could throw a blanket and you'd probably catch all 8 players. Castagnola with a little snap backhander. Did not come out the way he expected. Taranco will run with this one. He's got Torres right behind him. He will try and clear and leave or take Castagnola out of the equation. Good job that he did, because Castagnola, look at that, out of the air. Torres in front of goal. Just a little stroke and that ball goes through. That is what he will do all day long. Santi Torres increases the lead by 2-1 here for his team Tamera. We are still in the first chukker, and I'm pretty sure, Steve, we will have that first courtesy change once that umpire, Esteban Ferrari, gets to the halfway line.
Yes, we will. We will hear a whistle right here, even though the wind's a little bit difficult, and Santi Torres making a high goal play, taking the ball out of the air and taking it to goal. Hedda Castagnola had a chance to back it, but he had a broken mallet and couldn't quite get the job done with the handle of his mallet. So, a 2-1 score right here in favor of Tamera early here in the first half of this game with 1:53 left to go in the first period of play.
Well, it would seem that Tamera here getting off to the better start here seemed to be gelling and connecting a lot quicker, a lot better here in that opening chukker. And obviously, very often that first chukker is a chukker where they size each other up, get a little feel for how the opposition is playing. Richard Mille, not quite yet up to 100% yet in the way they're out there. Tamera, on the other hand, with two very nice goals, one by Kavanagh, one by Torres, setting the pace and setting the tempo out on the field. So as you said, Steve, just a little under 2 minutes left to play in this opening chukker. 2-1 in favor of Tamera. And let's see how strong Richard Mille, who are a very strong team, and once they get their mojo and their rhythm going, they will be a very, very tough team to beat. Now remember, they only have 45 seconds for the courtesy horse change to literally do exactly that, change their ponies, come back out here to continue playing. And then of course, once you've got that roll going, you want to be out there as quickly as you can and continue picking up that speed, and obviously with the aim to score as many goals as you can. Now also back out on the field of the Cobra, Mark Ganzi. We have a whistle. Let's just do a quick head count. I can see all four Tamera players are out on the field. All four Richard Mille players are out on the field as well. And I'm just being told here that Mark Ganzi, I think, might have had a tack problem, which is why we had that slight delay. So all players now out on the field, should be ready to play momentarily. Here we go then. Ball's about to be thrown into play. Now, of course, as you know, and if you are new to the world of polo, especially here to the WPL, the highest level of polo played anywhere in the world outside of Argentina, right here in the heart of Wellington at Grand Champions Polo Club. After every goal is scored, they change ends, of course. So in case you are a newcomer, like I say, please feel free to drop us any questions you might have. I've got the fountain of knowledge, Steve Lane, sitting right up here next to me. He'll be happy to answer any questions, possibly even during the game. Once again, a little bit of a cluster there just over the halfway line. Eventually had to Castagnola, will break things up. Castagnola now very much alive and kicking out there, putting the pressure on. A little attempt, they're trying to steal the ball by Santi Torres. And still it is in possession of Castagnola, working very hard here, trying to find a little way. There's the snapshot to goal, Castagnola, and that is how dividends will pay off. Castagnola getting the equalizer after a lot of hard work.
Finding an open laneway, just like you said, a flick of the wrist, able to put it right between the posts, navigating around those Tamera white jerseys. So, score of 2-2 here, and looks like we'll get this bowl in here with 8 seconds left before the first horn.
Clock ticking down, they line up again on the far side. And I don't think that ball was actually released. And if it wasn't, Steve, that of course will conclude the end of that first chukker. Well, it was a little bit patchy, but we got 4 goals out of it. Make sure you join Steve and myself back here on Chukker TV in just a few moments for chukker number 2.
An active lifestyle means you never stop moving. That's why only Theragun devices are designed to release your body's deepest muscle tension, so you can do the things you love. Land that pose, hit that final rep, taste success, and do it all over again. You only have one body. Make it a TheraBody.
Welcome back, everybody. Great to have you with us here. A very, very blustery, windy afternoon here at Grand Champions Polo Club, from where we are, of course, transmitting this match live on Chukka TV. Great to have you tuned in. You've missed the first Chukka. 4 goals were scored. 2 by Richard Mille, 1 by Hector Castagnola, 1 by Pablo McDonough, and then for Tamera it was Santi Torres and Diego Kavanagh. So even Stevens at the end of that first period of play. Back on the field now after a quick pony change. Make sure you get yourself nice and comfortable and enjoy the action on your screens at home here on Chukka TV. Quick reminder once again, the action continues tomorrow, Easter Monday, 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. Pampa Norte will be taking on Orella Polo team, so make sure you tune in for that, as always, here on Chukka TV. Ball is back in play. Torres there for Tamera, getting the better of that throw-in. And Steve, we talked about that also this morning at the Top Pony 12-goal final. It is so crucial and instrumental to try and win those throw-ins, because that immediately puts your team in the offensive modus operandi. As we just saw here by Santi Torres, he tried to run away with it, but trying to get past Paco de Navai, not an easy job. And we have the first whistle of Chukka number 2.
Yeah, Paco would turn that ball underneath his horse's neck, and Diego Kavanagh comes in there a little bit of a steep angle and had to just clear and get out of the way and give the next play. Instead, he put his stick down to make a play on the ball, and the whistle goes off. So it looks like we will have a penalty, 5A, from the point of the infraction, since they were standing still, in favor of Richard Mille.
7:02, only just a half a minute played in this second Chukka. Quickly taken, Richard Mille over on the far side, the 10-goaler, Pablo McDonough. Looking for a pass. He's got the Cobra and Paco de Navai there again. You see that rotation. Paco de Navai going deep now into Tamera territory, and out of nowhere he just snapped a long ball. That was Hector Castagnola, and I think he's just going to run out of polo field there. A little bit too much of an angle there for Mark Gansey to get onto, but that is what Hector Castagnola is so dangerous about. He is so quick in picking up the ball and snapping it, and then basically sending a rocket like he did down the field just now.
And getting some distance out of those rocket shots, as you mentioned, Jan. He can certainly powder the ball downfield, but in the meantime, here is Taranco. Taranco bringing the ball in off the back line for Tamera. Looking for a teammate, however, it's intercepted and picked up by Paco. Paco de Narvaez now being ridden by Kavanagh. Or Lockie, excuse me. Yeah, give credit where credit is due. Now Pablo McDonough, his horse has a little carburetor trouble, and in comes Hector Castagnola. He would like to do the same thing. His horse having a little carburetor trouble too, so he's going to rake the ball backwards, and Pablo McDonough now running the turn to the right-hand side, being chased by Santi Torres. Pablo McDonough working the ball to the outside, now to the inside, and it is picked up by Taranco once again. Taranco on the move, hits a lofting shot, going to check down and let that ball settle. McDonough comes in for right-off, which leaves the ball for Santi Torres. Santi Torres looking back towards the middle. McDonough still there. That ball pops up on him as well, but it's able to be received by Hey-Ho Taranco. Hey-Ho shoots a shot right down looking for Kavanagh. Kavanagh not happy with that pass, and Paco de Narvaez Uh-oh, puts a shot into a pony. It's deflected, but it comes right back to De Narvaez near side where he backs the ball in Taranco. Once again, a great defensive game going on right here. Torres and Heta Casagnola come together. Lucky in there as well. Here comes Heta working the ball on the near side of his pony. Torres in there as well. A little bit of a sandwich right there, but not enough to call. And here is McDonough. Pablo McDonough is on the move.
Absolutely, right in front, Pablo McDonough. Two-man horse race towards goal. McDonough will check up, and on the near side will finish that great run from the more or less the halfway line. Pablo McDonough getting goal number 2 and puts Richard Mille back in the lead by 1, 3-2. Well, when you were talking about carburetor trouble just now, Steve, 2 horses seem to have the same problem. Looked more like they were in neutral. They weren't going forwards or backwards there. Can, of course, happen from time to time that the pony's a little bit confused what the signals are that the rider is giving it. So 2 horses, as you rightly pointed out there, not being as quick. And this is what it comes down to. It's being at that ball, being quicker off the marks to get to the play, get to the ball, and, of course, gain possession. Little flick there from Paco de Narvaez, but he runs into a wall of white defenders. Santi Torres will turn this one around once more. Torres now playing the back position, looking up to send it to Kavanagh. Kavanagh and Taranco up there as well. Taranco just holding back. He might just unload a long ball up to the front, looking for Lockie in front of goal, but we have a whistle.
And we had a Tamera player pushing an opponent, a Richard Mille player, across the right-of-way of Santi Torres, who was dead on that line and the right-of-way. We hear another whistle. Tamera not happy with that call, but it looked a little bit close from up here. So we'll see if there's a challenge or if the umpires go to the third man or if the call stands. Those are the scenarios. But in the meantime, we are going to have our second courtesy horse change of the game. And while the players change ponies, the umpires discussing, and I believe they both agree because there's a ball thrown down on the field, and I believe we are going to have a penalty, 5B, in favor of Richard Mille.
Well, things certainly starting to get a little bit heated out there on the field, Steve. And the umpires are going to have quite a handful here to contain these players. As you said yourself, both of these teams coming in here wanting to get a clear 2 wins out of their first 2 games. Both teams coming in with a win under their belt. So I think we're in for a very, very interesting game here this afternoon.
Yeah, if they could get another win under their belt, that would put them at 2-0, and they could coast maybe, depending on how that bracket works out for their third game. But you just never know, and one of the codes of conduct here at the Grand Champions Polo Club is play to win.
Absolutely. So the players coming back out, of course, very keen and very eager this time now after that courtesy horse change. And
No, sir.
Are you sure you said 5A?
5A, from the point of the infraction, going long.
So just waiting for the umpires to release play. They will do that by calling play. And there it is. I managed to just hear it, and it'll be, once again, play is called. And Paco de Narvaez, with 3:27 on the clock in the second chuck-up, will get things underway. De Narvaez will leave this one. Again, that rotation sends it back to the 6-goaler over on the far side. Going up now is Mark Ganzi. Now, these are the kind of balls he loves to receive. Ganzi at front now. Solid first touch from him. Tries to center it on the approach. Gets a little bit of support there from the 10-goaler. Pablo McDonough. Narvaez coming down the line, wanting it back. Oh, a little mistake here. And Paco read it well, just hovering behind there, waiting for the unforced error. And a nice clearance shot here in front of goal. That is how you untangle a little bit of a traffic jam like that. Now then, that's a pass out to the right-hand side, looking for Torres. Torres will get a bump and a ride-off attempt here from the 10-goaler. Still Torres. We'll give it to Taranco. Hey-ho, Taranco will try and outplace the 10-goaler. Not happy with that. There's the backhand flick. A second chance here for Paco de Narvaez. He'll pick this one up nicely on the near side. Paco de Navai slightly overshot that. Torres read it well. Said, thank you very much. I'll take that one if you don't mind. Oh, but Paco, you can see he's not happy. He wants it back. There, through the center, coming Diego Kavanagh. Taranko now in a challenge, trying to steal the ball. But I beg your pardon, that wasn't Taranko. That was Lucky, Salvador Lucky there. Similar color helmet there with Diego Kavanagh, so I do apologize. But it's left once again for the Tangola. Pablo McDonough. McDonough will give it to Paco, who will turn, drill one down the field, looking for Castagnola, who just will march through. Will he even have to? Well, it just went ever so slightly wide. But again, a clever little play here. Castagnola knew what was coming and just running out of polo field. So very quickly, possession once again churned around. Tamera will have it. Ball back into play. Taranko. Deep. They're standing very deep. Richard Mille. Paco will try and send this one back. Well, there's another appeal to the umpires there coming from Castagnola. A little under the neck shot. Castagnola will steal it back. Done very, very well. They're taking the ball off the 2-goaler. Salvador Lucky. Open backhand, looking to feed the ball initially to Santi Torres. Taranko will tuck in behind. Torres here will take the pace out a little bit on the bouncing ball. Torres, can he get another shot to that ball? Because he did have a man on, and again, back in defense now. Paco de Navai. Torres drills one in front, or back in front of the goal mouth. Oh! Well, I'm sure you'll agree with me, Steve. Coming out of left field there, right across that highway, and that, of course, is a no-no.
Yeah, that line of the ball had a little bit of an angle on it going towards goal, and Pablo McDonough jumps on that line, and Tamera just comes across to score the goal. However, that goal will not count, and it looks like we will go to center field at least for a penalty shot in favor of Richard Mille. So all 8 players coming down. 32 seconds left on the clock, so not much time left. And you know, Jan, it's times like this that if the chucker's going to end, it's better to leave the ball on the field in front of your goal instead of over the back line.
Absolutely. So just a couple of seconds to go until we hear that horn play has been called. Very vocal out there this afternoon, the players, but that could also be down to the wind. It is very, very windy out there. And, of course, the wind does travel. So, from the center.
That's Paco calling for a horse on the far side over the boards. Wanting his spare horse to come over there very quickly. So, play can resume with, just like you said, Jan, 32 seconds on the clock. So, we will wait to see what's going to happen here. Will they drill this ball or will they work it down and kill the clock and take a shot on goal? It all remains to be seen right here in the last part of the second period of play.
Paco de Navai now on a fresh set of legs, and just getting the instructions there from his teammates, who I'm sure will have a cunning plan up their sleeve, as Paco de Navai will tap the ball into play. Any second now, that horn will go. He will leave that behind for the Tangola, Pablo McDonough. Torres trying to be a little bit of a nuisance there in the way of Pablo McDonough. Oh, managed to find a gap there, but he took a piece, I think, of Diego Kavanagh on that shot. Still, the Tangola trying to weave his way through. Very difficult, and if that ball goes over the back line, which it does, that will conclude the end of the first. I beg your pardon, the end of the second chukker, which, according to my records, is 3-2. 3-2 indeed. 3-2 for Richard Mille. And the players will go off to get a fresh set of legs. And we will be right back, hoping you will be too, in just a few moments for chukker number 3. Welcome back, everybody. A very warm welcome and a very good afternoon to you. A happy Easter Sunday. We wish you, from everybody here at Grand Champions Polo Club, we are 2/3 down, if you will, of the first half. One more chukker to play in this first half. And after what was a relatively open shut first chukker, with both teams coming on the score sheet, scoring 2 goals each. Chukker number 2, only 1 score there by Pablo McDonough right in the dying moments there of that second chukker. No score from Tamera. So Richard Mille clearly understanding and very much appreciating the powerful team that they are facing here this afternoon. Tamera, of course, we've got Salvador Locke at number 1, Santi Torres at number 2, Diego Kavanagh at number 3, and Heiho Taranko at number 4. Richard Mille with Mark Ganzi leading. Behind him at number 2, Hector Castagnola, having scored 1 in that first chukker. Pablo McDonough, the other man who scored in that first chukker of 10 goals, of course, at number 3. And Paco de Navai, who's having a very, very, very busy Easter Sunday here at Grand Champions on field number 2. McDonough, as I said, scoring that 1 goal, which took his team into the lead at the end of 2 chukkers played. So here we go then. Play will, of course, resume where that second chukker ended just a few moments ago, and it's going to be a hit in favor of Tamera. Tamera getting things underway. A shot out to the right-hand side from Taranko, looking for Kavanagh. Kavanagh will pick up this ball. He's got Salvador Locke there, who was supposed to, I think, take on Paco de Navai to clear the way to allow Kavanagh a little bit more space. Second attempt, that ball will go over the sideboard, so a change of possession here. Paco de Navai standing steadfast, and oh no, it came off. So we're going to have a hit in from the spot once again. Taranko looking to feed the ball up to Diego Kavanagh.
Because it came off the black pony.
And another whistle, Steve.
Yeah, I think we've got a little bit of an intimidation call there. Pablo was going to come in and play the near side. It didn't look from up here like he crossed the line or the right of way. But, however, I believe we're going to have a challenge on that play. So they are speaking with the IRO right now, so we'll see what he comes up with. And therefore, we'll keep our comments to ourselves until the IRO has made his decision, because the IRO can hear us in the studio, and we do not want to influence his call in any way, shape, or form.
No, interesting, and possibly a good time to make or play that challenge. Remember, of course, both teams have 1 challenge per half, and I was talking at length with Dale Schwetz about this, who has a very interesting take on that, which is when do you play that challenge? The win reward matrix on when you were to play that. Now this would be one of those sort of situations right at the end of that first half, 3 chukkers played. Well, there is still a lot of time here, and unless you're absolutely 100% that you will not have your challenge overturned, then of course it makes sense to play that. So a good call possibly here for a challenge with 6:55 on the clock.
It has been confirmed, the challenge, they will retain their challenge. The umpire's call is overturned, so we will have a bowl in from where the ball was when the whistle was blown. So they will line up on Federico Martelli from the center to the boards, and both teams jostling for position. Umpires like a clean lineup right here, and it is an important bowl in. So Richard Mille, I'm sure that they're happy that they retained their challenge and won their challenge. And Tamera, probably not too happy with not having a foul shot on that play. However, they do win the bowl in, though, and Diego Kavanagh comes out now playing the near side. Being hassled a little bit here by Hector Castagnola, but Pablo McDonough steals the ball out of all 3 of them. Pablo McDonough on the move. Santi Torres going to run him down. Here is Pablo. Got to go for a deep neck shot right here. He puts it over in there towards the center. And just wide to the right-hand side, Jan, once again for Richard Mille.
Well, they need to be careful here. Those are the kind of plays that could eventually cost them the game. Those very quick out of that fumble, that little snap, and all of a sudden a 10-goaler, he'll be up and away. Very unlucky there not to score a goal, and very lucky for Tamera not to concede another goal. Very quickly then, Tamera will knock that ball in. He slightly topped that one, has to slam on the brakes. Kavanagh just waiting a little bit too long here as Paco de Navai will steal this one back. He's got Castagnola. Nice little switcheroo here. Castagnola read it well. Nice the way to see the way these two guys are combining so well. Taranco now will pick it up, push down into his own half. Torres standing in the way there of Castagnola. It had a deflection, but a chance here now for the man with the number 1 on his shirt, Salvador Locke, to try and run away. Locke trying to run away with that one. In comes Kavanagh again, keeping the pressure on. Now also back in defense, Pablo McDonough. Well, you can see, Steve, these teams not giving away anything here. That ball going over the sideboards. So we will have a change of possession.
So here we go. It was a little bit tough. We were obstructed just a little bit, our view, but Richard Mille, that ball going out off of a white pony or a white mallet head. So Paco de Narvaez will put the ball back in play from the change of possession play. Looking for some room to work. Going to leave it for McDonough. Pablo going to try and outrun Torres, which is a tough job in itself. Here is McDonough. He's going to drop it back to head to Castagnola. Castagnola by himself, he can bring the ball down the field just a little bit, where Diego Kavanagh is going to wait on him, and we've seen a lot of high lofting shots today. Players getting underneath that ball, but Paco de Narvaez trying to dig it out and get around. Hey-ho, Taranco, bunch of mallets in the air right there. A little bit of a melee going on. Torres gets some wood on it right there. So does Heda Castagnola, but nobody able to break free. And finally, Heda Castagnola has the ball out in front of goal, but is going to leave it for a better shot for Paco de Narvaez, but it's going to be intercepted here by Diego Kavanagh, the 9-goaler, looking to get around the 10-goaler. Pablo McDonough has to clear away. Not a great shot down the field. Intercepted almost by Heda Castagnola, but Santi Torres going to work the ball back over in the center of the field. A back shot that neutralizes Heda Castagnola. And it looks like Taranco tied up momentarily with another mallet. Heda Castagnola trying to hook, and we're looking for a breakaway right here. And hey-ho, Taranco going to try and outrun Mark Ganzi. He checks up, which allows Ganzi to go to the ball, but a back shot hooked by hey-ho, Taranco, which is perfectly legal here in polo. And now the ball will be picked up by Torres. Torres with room to work, and Jan, here is hey-ho, and we might have a shot on goal. So Taranco working, and he does shoot, but we had a whistle on the play before that shot, so we'll see what the umpires call with 3:25 left right here, and a bit of a melee down there, so they won't announce their call till all the players are back and ready to resume play. So once again, our courtesy horse change. So it looked like a blocking foul against Richard Mille, so we'll confirm that when we come back on the field, and all 8 players have returned from getting a fresh pony.
Well, we just had a look at the screens behind us here, Steve, and I think you're right in your call there. A blocking foul on Pablo McDonough. 3:25 left on the clock. Courtesy pony change, of course, as always, around about halfway through a chukker. As the players come back out on the field, you can see the umpires there still deliberating what happened in that last play. Yeah, very clear to see there. It was, well, if you ask me, it was Salvador Locke there who was the man who did the blocking foul on the 10-goaler. Let's see if the umpires agree with what we saw there, Steve, and what the consequences of that play will be. It looks like it's going to be a penalty 5A from the spot in favor of Richard Mille. As I say, 3:25 left to play. But things getting rather heated under the collar out there now, huh, Steve?
I think, as you and I have talked before, the pace is picking up just a little bit. Players feeling a little bit more confident, and, I think both teams realize they've got to work a little harder. Richard Mille, I think, came out a little overconfident, but realized that this Tamera team is nothing to mess around with. So.
Absolutely. A very, very strong team. For me, also a team that could really go all the way. Here we go then. Ball's been cleared. Play is called. Paco de Navai will leave this one behind, but Torres there once again being a little bit of a nuisance, sent out to the right hand, to the left hand side, I should say, coming from that side of the field. That, of course, the south end of the field, picked up by Castagnola. Castagnola, he's got a man on. Diego Kavanagh. Taranko puts his oar down as well. Has a little look over his shoulder. Diego Kavanagh. Taranko there taking on, I should say, the 8-goaler there to allow a little bit of space, a little bit of breathing space to tee up that ball. Here we go then. Kavanagh. Took a swing and a miss. Now who can stop and turn on that pony first? It looks like, well, he was lucky there. Very lucky as Kavanagh will send a deflection. And Castagnola, keeping his wits about him, has a little look up. Who can he play it to? He might just leave this one behind for McDonough. Pablo McDonough. Torres knows he needs to get out of the way here. Paco de Narvaez. It's stolen by the number 1. Stolen by the number 1, looking to feed it back to Torres. Torres with a near side backhander taken out of mid-air. And this time Castagnola having to play the defending position, going back very, very deep. He got a piece of it and he sent it back up over the halfway line, feeding the ball to McDonough. McDonough can't control it. It's going to come and be left for Ganzi. Ganzi also struggling to control it. There is the shot into the open space. A chance now here for Taranko, all on his own. Finding himself with a bit of space that he's been looking for quite some time. Has to slam on the brakes. Behind him now, tucking in nicely. Kavanagh, still Taranko. Will he get a chance to drill one down the field? Umpire there saying use it or lose it. Taranko getting ever so much closer in front of goal. Now then, coming in front of Taranko, this time Pablo McDonough. Did he foul him, Steve?
Yeah, he was fouled before the ball passed his stirrup. So good call by the umpires. And, of course, Esteban Ferrario on the far side in the yellow umpire shirt, looking right down the line. And, of course, Richard Mille doesn't like that call. So we have a challenge on that play. So we'll let the IRO look that play for all different angles. And we'll see what he says right there. So momentarily, I believe I heard him say foul on that play. So a penalty 2 on the horizon right here for the Tamera team.
So as you said, Steve, and this will be a very important goal. It took quite a while in coming. Remember, no score by Tamera in chucker number 2. We're down to the last minute and 17 seconds. So it's been quite a while since we saw them goals being scored in that first chucker. 4 in total. Santi Torres now for the oh-so-important equalizer. Torres, I'm sure he will, and he doesn't make a mistake. Santi Torres getting his second and a very, very important goal, making it even Stevens. 3 goals apiece with a minute left to play in chucker number 3.
It's been a while since we've had a goal scored, Jan. We had one scored early in the second chucker, and other than that, nothing for the rest of the second chucker, and that's the first goal here in the third. So a very defensive game going on right here.
Well, not only a very defensive game, but also I think a very balanced game here. Of course, both of these teams playing off 26 goals. The highest level of polo you will see anywhere outside of Argentina, and you will see it only right here at Grand Champions Polo Club. Now, once again, Tamera all of a sudden seem to get a new bit of fresh wind in their sail. A near side under the neck shot, a very difficult shot to do. Ball going over the back line, and that will conclude the end of chucker number 3. So, both teams now with an unanswered goal. Richard Mille in chucker number 3, Tamera in chucker number 2, but it's all open again, 3 apiece. Make sure you join us for the second half here on Chucker TV.
As far as Barnes go, it's 10 points. The weather, the scenic views are unbelievable. To be up here in the mountains in this weather, I don't think you have many choices nicer than this.
I feel like we have some really competitive polo up here. It's friendly competitive polo.
The place is amazing. Good polo fields, good players, good horses, so it's a good experience. It's really good.
Club, they have empanadas there, they have Argentine style barbecue.
I'm in love with this place. The club is really nice, the people is really good.
At least what I can see is that it's an amazing place to be playing polo with the family and with good friends, enjoying, and the weather is great. I can't complain at all.
There's so much to do up here, and people are great, and there's some of the best polo in the country up here.
I think this is the place to play polo in the summer.
It's as good as it gets for summer polo.
This may be my new home.
And as soon as our child is old enough, she's going to be in their polo school.
You just want to be a horse in that barn.
Welcome back, everybody. A very warm welcome and a good afternoon to you here on this Easter Sunday. We are here at Grand Champions Polo Club for the second round match here of the Triple Crown of Polo with Richard Mille out there in the black shirts with Mark Ganzi, Hector Castagnola, Pablo McDonough and Paco de Navai up against Tamera in the white shirts. Today, substituted for Ari Pomer, we have Salvador Lucky, Santi Torres, Diego Kavanagh and Heiho Taranko. And after a very, very hard-fought first half there, we had a bit of a stalemate after the opening chukker in which we had 4 goals, only 1 goal apiece, and it took quite a time from that second goal that was scored by Pablo McDonough in chukker number 2. An unanswered chukker for Tamera, but then in chukker number 3, right at the end, they came back with that equaliser. So both teams now with an unanswered chukker. That I kind of, you could say that sort of levels things out again. So Steve, 3 goals apiece after 3 chukkers played, and Richard Mille clearly up against a very, very strong opponent here this afternoon.
Yeah, this is kind of the game we expected. This Tamera team is nothing to mess around with. They're both teams very well balanced, and both of them have a good number 1. Up front with Salvador Lockie and also Mark Ganzi, who are able, both of them, to carry the ball to the goal and put it through the uprights to put their team on the board. So a second half, I think the pace picked up from the first period of play, and we expect it to remain the same, if not just a little bit quicker here in the second half of play.
Well, the players are coming back out here, and I'm sure both teams will have had or will have used the time to maybe address how they might be able to change their strategy. We've had a lot of very, what I would call, clustered polo throughout this first half, where the teams very much sort of huddling up together, and then it was a luck basically of who was going to pick up the ball and run with it. So it hasn't been as open and with the amount of space you would expect here. But I'm guessing, Steve, you said it yourself, both of them, of course, looking for a clean sheet. So the pressure very much on to, of course, get that second win to advance through into the third and final round. Remember, the finals of this, the Triple Crown, on the 17th of April. That will be the 4th and final tournament coming to an end. But then, of course, the action continues. The WPL will be taking place down in the on Miami Beach for the WPL Miami Beach Polo World Cup. Remember, you can go to the website miamipolocup.com. I believe there are still a few hospitality tickets available. It really is a must-attend event if you are in Miami or up here in Florida. So miamipolocup.com. Tito Gaudenzi and his boys, his team, working very hard as they have been. He was posting the other day. Only a matter of weeks to go now. Today, of course, being the 4th, and the WPL Miami Beach Polo World Cup will start on the 22nd of April. The finals on Sunday, the 25th. So both teams back out on the field. Play, of course, will resume where it ended at the end of that first half. So I think we're in for a very, very exciting second half here this afternoon. Hope you're enjoying it. Remember, any kind of questions you may have. I'd like to also give a shout out to the Lane family who are in Ocala, I believe.
They are. They're doing a little Easter egg hunt late this afternoon with a bunch of kids there going out and hunting those colored Easter eggs right now. And also, Hugo Presta says hello and a very good game on our Facebook page, as long as Roger Worrell watching from Southwest Virginia, and Kashif Jamal says a very fast and exciting game, along with Johnny Alvarez is watching as well.
Well, great to have you with us here on Chukker TV. Like I say, ball's about to be released. The umpire will call play. It's going to be a hit-in for Richard Mille, and it'll be taken by Paco de Navai. Here we go then. Paco taps it into play. Now then, are we going to see a change? Have these two teams had an idea of how they might be able to change the strategy in that halftime break? That's going to be picked up by Pablo McDonough. McDonough sends it up the field looking for Ganzi. Ganzi will have to pick this one up on the near side. Well, he got a piece of it, but he also got hooked there by Taranko. In comes McDonough. They will turn it around. All of a sudden, it's 3-on-1 here as Paco de Navai, the 2 number 4s here, battling it out. He will leave space now for Kavanagh. Taranka will pick this one up. Sent back down the field. Intercepted. Nice, good, solid first touch here from the 10-goaler. Pablo McDonough. But Torres Torres playing the number 2, now taking the position of the defender in the number 4 slot. Again, just before the halfway line, coming, charging down the line was Paco de Narvaez. Well, the umpires, of course, will be as lenient and as forgiving as they can as long as they don't see any imminent danger to the pony. A little lofted shot from Hey-Ho Taranco, getting the first score here in the second half for Tamera. Well, they were trailing for quite a while, especially throughout Chukka 2 and 3, and then right at the end they got the equaliser. Now they are in front by 1, 4 goals to 3, with a minute and a half only just played here in Chukka number 4.
Taranco flipping around on that line in enough time with Paco coming down the line and able to get that ball and take it towards goal with about a 70-yard shot out front to send it where it needed to be. Martelli wanting a clean lineup. One team keeps violating that line. They're not down there for decoration. However, and it looks like we're going to have a center hit instead of a bowl-in right here. So players need to be a little bit more disciplined. And the rule of the bowl-ins is there's supposed to be no contact, and hence that's why the dotted lines are on there so the players stay out. And, you know, when that happens, when you don't have any contact and you have a good, clean bowl-in, that's what causes all the players to have a stab at the ball as it goes by.
From the spot then, 5B quickly taken here. The decision of the umpires is going to be hit in by the man with the number 4, Hey-Ho Taranco, looking on the left-hand side for Kavanagh. Kavanagh trying to weave his way through. Paco de Narvaez once again. All hands on deck here. Asante Torres. Torres will keep the pressure on. Castagnola, he got a piece of it. Torres deals, just hovering behind there in that corner. Richard Mille will try and clear it. There is the ball up to Ganzi. Now Ganzi with a lot of space could have run away with that one. A little bit unlucky on that play, as once again Kavanagh will pick it up, turn things around. Now he could unload a long distance shot. In comes the challenge, riding into the what looked like the swing there of Diego Kavanagh, and a loud whistle by the umpire, Steve.
Yeah, he just needed to stay near side on that. Instead, he rode down with the line of the ball on his offside, so riding over the top of the ball from behind, and that call's been very consistent all year long. So we'll see where the umpires put the ball here, but I'm going to predict that it is going to be an open goal penalty shot in favor of Tamera and giving them the opportunity to go ahead by 2 goals. So this looks like a penalty 2, I do believe. So Santi Torres usually takes these penalty 2s, but he's in the process of teeing up the ball. And I also want to point out, Jan, how disciplined he was when he saw Richard Mille or his team going to score at the north end, and he counted jerseys. He saw 3 white shirts up front and 3 black shirts up front, and he stayed back to protect the number 4 position. In the meantime, here's Santi Torres with that penalty 2 right on through the goalpost to bring his team up by 2 with a score of 5-3 with a little under 5 minutes to play.
Well, that is a first in this game. An advantage of 2 goals. Goal number 3 there by Santi Torres. Remember, he scored in the first, the third, and now in the 4th Chukka. So, Tamera, we said it from the get-go here, a very, very strong contender. And Richard Mille, quite a lot on their plate here if they want to contain and control this very, very strong Tamera team. Again, a whistle there. The umpire not allowing to release the ball until he has a clear passage. Let's see if that is the case. Now here it is, Martelli throwing in the ball. Who's going to win it? It's going to be very important now, these throw-ins. Here comes Salvador Lockie. Lockie out in front and out on his own. Lockie with a chance to take it all the way to make it 3. Torres will just hover back. Santi Torres finds himself in the right place. Well, you're going to say at the right time, but again, good defensive play here from Richard Mille. Danger isn't over yet. They're still in front of the goal mouth. Again, it's going to be down to Kavanagh. Kavanagh will try and get a shot to goal. And it's gone through. Diego Kavanagh, I'm pretty sure the man with about 2 yards in front of goal. Yep, getting that goal. So all of a sudden, they're starting to run away with it here. So far in this Chukka. So far in this chukker, 3-0 for Tamera. Richard Mille, well, whatever they decided to do in the half-time break at the moment, it's definitely not working. On the other hand, Tamera, whatever they decided to do in change is very much working here. Remember, they were trailing for quite some time here in the first half, when they managed to then, right at the end before the end of that first half, get that goal, the equaliser coming there from Santi Torres. And it's been all uphill ever since then for Tamera, with 3 very quick goals in succession. 3 minutes left to play in chukker number 4. Richard Mille have it all to do. They win the ball, and that'll be the 10-goaler. Pablo McDonough now. McDonough on a bit of a run here for the first time in a long time. Finds a bit of space for himself over the halfway line. Not quite, they go. Torres will be the first to turn on that ball. Paco de Navai alongside him. Torres now, who has the faster pony? Santi Torres in front of goal. Torres! Santi Torres, oh, it just came off the mallet a little bit wrong. There is the shot. That will send that ball all the way to goal field number 5. Coming off Diego Kavanagh.
Yeah, Santi Torres is going to take that ball down and just can't control it there in front of the goal. But he's going to be followed up by Diego Kavanagh. And Diego Kavanagh sends a next shot at a very difficult angle right on through the goal. So with 2:07 left here in the 4th period of play, a score of 7-3. We'll have our first courtesy horse change of the second half. And that play ended down there at the south goal. So Tamera able to scoot over to their camp. Richard Mille having to do a little bit of jog over to their pony lines to get fresh legs. And once all 8 players have returned, we will continue with a bowl in here from in center field from Federico Martelli, one of the 2 mounted officials riding along with Esteban Ferrari here in the World Polo League's Triple Crown of Polo.
Well, Steve, 4 goals in succession, twice coming from Santi Torres, 1 coming from, twice from Diego Kavanagh, 1 from Santi Torres and 1 from Taranko. That's how quickly things can change around here. 2:07 left to play. Richard Mille find themselves very much on the back foot here as the last player to get on a fresh pony here. Heta Castagnola. Ball's back in play. Picked up here by De Navai. Near side backhand attempt from Taranko. Again, Castagnola. Well, they've got a very good grip on that 8-goal player. And another whistle on that play. I think this time the man coming down the line was Paco de Navai. How did you see that one, Stevie?
It looked like, to me, Pablo McDonough had a play, but there was a Tamera player right in front blocking on that play, not allowing Pablo McDonough to go down the field. So I think the whistle happened before Pablo jumped on the old line. So we'll have a penalty shot in favor of Richard Mille, and we'll see if it's an open goal, but this looks like a penalty number 4, 60-yard defended shot for Richard Mille. And who will do the honors here? It's been Pablo most of the day, and Pablo's going to tee this ball up. And sometimes you might see 2 balls laid down, and the player gets to pick the one he wants. And a lot of players like a used ball because they become a little bit more compressed, a little more compact, and therefore the speeds of those compressed balls can go quite a bit higher than a new ball, and also they might travel just a little bit farther.
Well, this would be a very important goal if they can get it here for Richard Mille. Remember, they're trailing now by 4 goals. A little under 2 minutes left to play in chukker number 4. And it's going to be, I thought it might be, Heta Castagnola. Now, don't be surprised if Castagnola will send this one all the way to Lake Worth Road. Yeah, it's a high ball. Let's look at the goal judge. No mistake, a very important goal here for Castagnola and Richard Mille. So back to the center they come then. This could be the beginning of their comeback campaign. A minute and a half left to play. We are in chukker number 4. 2 more chukkers, of course, await you watching at home here on Chukker TV. There's the backhander from Taranko, but again intercepted. He read it well. Castagnola, he's got a man on his left, But Torres just putting his oar down there, not allowing him, but he might just send this one himself up to the front door again on the near side. He tried to put it through, but just couldn't make the contact on that play. Richard Mille all of a sudden coming right back into this game. There's a call for that ball to go up to the halfway line. It'll be Lockie here with a good run. Solid first touch from him. He's out in front. He's out on his own. He's after going to run this one all by himself. He needs to get past that 10-goal line. He just basically stole it off him there. But a good run nonetheless here from Salvador Lockie, who, of course, this afternoon substituting for Ale Pommer. There is the first horn. We have 30 seconds left to play here in this chukker. Richard Mille still very much here trying to claw one back. They've been pushed down as Santi Torres. Will he get away with this one? Santi Torres out in front and out on his own. Santi with a little under the neck shot will make that look so easy. And Santi Torres in that chukker getting his second goal. And that makes it 8-4. End of chukker number 4. Make sure you join us for the penultimate and final chukker in just a few moments after this short break right here on Chukker TV.
To be able to come here and play a course such as this, it's a great experience. Probably the best tee gift I've ever received, so, and that's no lie. My wife actually gave me a pair for Christmas before I played in the tournament, so this will be my third pair, so I'm looking forward to it.
Over the calf, 17 and a half. Outseam 43 and a half. We make a personal pattern for everybody, and that takes a lot of different links on a body to draft a pattern.
I have at least 7 or 8 pair. Great golf course and get a pair of blue jeans out of the deal is freaking awesome.
The down for that is 17 1/4.
What was that, about 32?
Yep, you nailed it.
Same thing you've been wearing since high school.
6 and a half.
Yeah, that's fine.
Thanks so much for being here, and good luck today on the course.
We will do a true shotgun start today, so good luck today, and y'all have a great time.
People aren't accustomed to getting a gift like custom pants at a golf tournament, but for clubs that do offer that to their members, it's been a success every time because it's so unique, it's so different, and it's an American-made product that's custom. You get measured for it, you get to design it and pick it. Who doesn't like that?
Getting a pair of jeans from Blue Dot is a great gift, something unique, something that they normally wouldn't get that they really appreciate.
Welcome back, everybody. What an exciting turnaround we're watching here at Grand Champions Polo Club. Great to have you with us here, tuning in, of course, on Chukker TV. Well, what a amazing chukker we just saw there. Chukker number 4. 1 goal coming from Hector Castagnola, but a total of 5 goals, Steve, by Tamera. Twice Santi Torres hitting the target, twice Diego Kavanagh, and once Heiho Taranko. Highest number of goals scored in any chukker so far. 5 against 1 in that last chukker. Now, we did have a couple of whistles at the end of that last chukker. Now, I'm not sure, but surely the umpires will have blown those whistles with and for a reason. And normally, of course, would have play resuming from where play ended at that previous chukker. Have you heard anything, Steve? Do you know something that I don't know?
I have not heard anything officially over the radio. However, we ended with Santi Torres scoring a goal there Santi Torres scoring a goal to end that period, and then a couple of whistles went off.
Well, the umpires are still out there in deliberation. It could be that they now need to consult the third man, and of course that is Steve Lane's main role here as chief umpire of Grand Champions Polo Club. That there might be some kind of a technical penalty or technical foul could be awarded. This all very much happened after that goal was scored by Santi Torres. So we're just going to have to bide our time and wait and see what the umpire's decision will be on that play. I can tell you that the players you might see on your screens have been walking down the field. And of course, after every goal is scored, they change ends. And this very much looks like they're walking down towards the Rishad Mille end, which could suggest a possible penalty in favor of Tamera. So against Rishad Mille. But that, as you can see here, the two umpires, Esteban Ferrari and Federico Martelli, still very much in conference. Now also, I believe, consulting the third man, who I'm sure will tell me any news he has as it comes in. The umpires will, of course, make the announcement of their decision to the team captains, and they will then play according to whatever those rules or whatever that decision is that was made. Well, that's what I was thinking. Thank you very much, Steve Lane. Well, it did suggest it was looking that way. A technical penalty, which will result in an open goal penalty 2. That's 30 yards the distance to goal. Open, of course, undefended in favour of Tamera. Well, that is a bit of an upset and a shock to the system for Rishad Mille. I can't tell you the reason for that technical, but that's why we have, of course, our two mounted officials who will be conversing with the third man to verify that that is the correct decision. Top of Chukka number 5 then. And we still have not resumed play, which I'm sure will happen momentarily. Chance once again to remind you very much at home watching that, of course, tomorrow the WPL action continues at 11 o'clock on Chukka TV. Tomorrow morning, Pampa Norte will take on a Rio Polo team. That, as I say, coming to you live tomorrow at 11. And the final, of course, of the Triple Crown of Polo on the 17th of April. After which, we are very much looking forward to coming down to Miami Beach for the WPL Miami Beach Polo World Cup in Miami Beach. Remember, you can still, I believe, get hold of some tickets for that prestigious event. Go to miamipolocup.com to get and to secure your tickets. Remember, that will run from the 22nd of April, finals day on Sunday, the 25th. And I think, Steve, you have a decision for us, if you have some sort of announcement, because I can tell you that on the field, the ball has, as you said, been teed up on the penalty 2 spot. So an open goal in favour of Tamera, and stepping up to the plate will be Santi Torres, who just whips that one through and continues the way he played in that previous Chukka. Now just shy of 1 goal, putting his team into double figures.
Yeah, a little bit of a technical down there after the goal was scored last period, and then a technical to start this period. So the question was, yellow card or just a severe technical, and should that player evolve again with unsportsmanlike conduct, then he will be in the penalty box for 2 minutes of playing time.
So here we go then, ball's back in play. And it's picked up by Kavanagh. Kavanagh finding hey-ho, Taranco. Taranco, can he avoid the hook there? Coming in from Paco de Navai. But look, there is Salvador Lockie. Lockie with a possible shot on goal. Again, as Dale would say, you can throw a blanket over all 8 players. As it's going to be Castagnola. Castagnola has the ball taken off him, and another whistle.
Yeah, a little bit of a right-of-way violation right there. That Tamera player come in there and tried to steal the ball, but his horse's head into the swing. So I believe we will have at least a center hit in favor of Rishad Mille right here after the umpires confer. And, of course, remember, each team has a challenge so far this half. So they will confer with the third man and for a spot hit or middle hit, and the IRO has suggested a center hit, penalty 5B, in favor of Rishad Mille.
Well, and they need as much possession as they can possibly get now here in this phase of the game. 6:30 left on the clock. We're in Chukka number 5. They're down by 5. So anything that could give them the slight advantage, starting off, of course, with possession, is a step in the right direction. Now then, what have Rishad Mille got up their sleeve? What kind of a team play have they got planned for a situation like this? The wind getting stronger and stronger as the afternoon continues here at Grand Champions Polo Club. Ideal conditions for the players. And it's going to be Paco de Navai to take this penalty from the center, this penalty 5B. Drills a long ball down the field. Just going ever so slightly out to the left-hand side. No attacking player there. Kavanagh will clear it and feed the ball once again to Torres. Torres will pick it up here. Out in front with a lot of space here. Santi Torres can just cruise that ball down on the near side. Aha. Well, the whistle there. And Steve, if I'm right in my assumption, that could be an
intimidation. You got it, Jan.
That's the word I was looking for. Intimidation.
Wrong word, right foul, though. You hit the nail on the head. Yeah, Paco looked like he wanted to come over there and make a play. Then he realized at the last second he didn't have enough time, and Santi Torres swapped over towards the near side, and doing so interrupted his next shot. So the umpires, and when you see that as an umpire, there's no sense in letting that play develop any further.
No, absolutely. But it's, I'm sure, without malice, because Paco de Navai, a very, very fair player. I think that was just a knee-jerk reaction, but not done with intent. But, of course, the rules are the rules. And guess who's up to take another shot on goal?
Santi Torres on that penalty. Looks like a penalty 3 from here right now. So Santi, very, very consistent on these plays. And Torres puts it on through. There's the high flag. So once again, Tamera extending their lead.
Goal number 6 here for Santi Torres so far without a shadow of a doubt, the highest scorer out on the field this afternoon. Very consistent, a goal in the first, no goal in the second, a goal in the third, and then he doubled everything up, 2 in the fourth, and now already 2 in the fifth chucker. Back to the center they come, 5.5 minutes, a little over left to play. Picked up here by Heta Castagnola. Castagnola. Torres now also coming back. Once again, that rotation play coming back in defense. Up to the front door, looking for Taranco. Taranco will take the ball into the safety zone, to the dismay, I believe, there of Mark Ganzi. Castagnola will steal it back. They're deep in the half now of Tamera. They will try and capitalize on this advantage. McDonough. Well,
riding over the top of the ball from behind. The umpires have been consistent on that call all season long. So,
why do?
Yeah, exactly. They got to stay on the near side. You just can't come over the top of the ball from behind. If you come to an opponent from behind, then get there early enough before both players arrive at the point of the ball. So, since that play was way far out in a difficult angle and no shot towards goal and no teammate back for an offensive play, the result is a penalty 4 in favor of Richard Mille.
Well, another very important phase of the game here. They need to score, and it's going to be Castagnola. Heta Castagnola now. And that one, I'm sure, will also at least end up on field number 5, the field just adjacent. It's high in the sky. What does the goal judge say? Oh, it's gone wide. It's gone wide. And they have a big opportunity missed there by Heta Castagnola. Play is called. Tamera will have possession once more, and that, I'm sure, will be Taranco. Taranco getting things up and underway over on the far side, looking for and finding Kavanagh. Kavanagh will extend this up to the front door, and at a solid first touch by Lockie. Lockie now out in front. Oh, a bit of a top ball there as he slams on the brakes. As once again, Santi Torres stealing that ball, and again, we just spoke about it, Steve. My question is why?
I wish I had an answer for you there, Jan, but same play. We just saw it blown at the south end of the field, now at the north end of the field. Got to stay on that near side. So, Richard Mille going to be the recipient of another penalty shot in their favor, going long towards the south, and just waiting on Heta Castagnola to come back on a fresh pony. Needed a change. Umpires blowing the whistle, say quickly, make it quick. And it looks like we do have a little bit of a debris on the field. Federico going over to talk with Captain Diego Kavanagh. So just clearing some things up. Normally, if the players ask the umpire in a nice way, in a nice fashion, they will get an answer. But if they are If the volume is too much and some of the words are not exactly gentlemanly, then the umpires just might ignore them or tell them to go line up, or it could even be a possible technical. So here we go. Looks like Pablo and Heta is jumping on another pony. So we will be back underway momentarily. A score of 10-4, truck driver score with 4:20 left on the clock here in the fifth period of play.
You've talked about the banker score. I've never heard a truck driver score. 9-5 is the banker score. And what was that?
10-4.
Oh, I see. Okay, now I get it. 10-4. Gotcha. All right. Thank you very much. I'm learning. Thank you very much, Steve Lane. Paco de Navai will send that one up and find Hector Castagnola, who immediately is met by Taranco. Still Castagnola. Weaving his way through. Solid play here from the 8-goaler. Taranco taken out there by Paco de Navai. He's going to leave this one for McDonough, who will loft that one high in the sky. Where's that going to go? It's going to land right in front of goal, where Paco was just a little bit too short off the mark there to get that pass and put it through. That ball will go over the sideboards, so we will have a change of possession. 3:36 left to play on the clock. 10-4. A tall order, and if we isolate this particular chukker now, again, it's 2-0 in favor of Tamera. Remember, the last chukker was 5-1, so they still have quite a bit of work to do, but luckily they still have a chukker and a half nearly left in which to do it. Over the halfway line. Where's that next white shirt? It's going to be met by Ganzi. He has it taken off him, stolen right in front by the number 1, by Salvador Locchi, who manages to send the ball over to Torres. Torres with a little backhand flick, but he didn't quite connect that well with that ball, as the 10-goaler will send over on the far side. Castagnola on his way. Doesn't get backed up. It's sent back down the field. Paco de Navai having to choose the other side, this time the left side of that field. There is the pass. Once again, looking for Castagnola. Castagnola will extend it on the full volley. The backhander there, well, he's appealing. The umpire's not deeming that as dangerous play. They will allow play to continue as Kavanagh gets a hook there from McDonough. Torres coming in, and a whistle.
Looks like we'll have our courtesy horse change right here, and Pablo possibly getting caught on the right away after checking up, after making an attempt at hitting the ball. So umpires have already confirmed their play, so it looks like it's going to be a penalty shot in favor of Tamera when we come back. Santi Torres on the line. So Richard Mille just not having their way. You know, sometimes you're the bug, sometimes you're the windshield, Jan, and it looks like today Tamera is the windshield. Richard Mille being the bug. Things are going their way. So anyhow, when we come back, we'll have a penalty forward to put the ball back in play.
I got to say, Steve, I do love your analogy. That's a very good one. I'm going to use that one, if I may, in the future. Sometimes you're the bug, sometimes you're the windshield. So 45 seconds in counting. The players coming back out now on fresh ponies. And let's see if Richard Mille can turn this around. They still have 2:19 left to play in chukker number 5, and then a full chukker coming thereafter. Hope you're enjoying the action at home, wherever you may be watching. Great to have you with us here this afternoon on this slightly windy, blustery Easter Sunday here in the heart of Wellington at Grand Champions Polo Club. And as you rightly said, Steve, a penalty for 60 yards the distance. And it'll be in favor of Tamera, who will be looking to extend that lead from 6-7 at the moment. They lead by 10-4. And they could make it 11-4 if the wind does not make things difficult for them. It'll be Diego Kavanagh. And Kavanagh making no mistake. Diego Kavanagh now getting his 4th goal of the match. And again, looking at my score sheet here, Steve, it is 3-0 in this chukker in favor of Tamera.
Absolutely, and that's Diego's first goal from the penalty line. 3 goals from the field and a penalty 4 for his 4th goal. Coming back for the center, and Tamera has an easy cushion right here to finish out chucker number 5. Santi Torres breaks out of that bowl in, headed towards goal. He's got a difficult net shot, but a very nice approach shot. Coming together for the near side and going to finish it off with a goal. Santi Torres from midfield all the way through, putting it where it counts. The high flag is raised by the goal judge, so we will come back to center and have another bowl in here with just under a minute and a half of the 5th period of play.
Well, Santi Torres just getting stronger and stronger and stronger now. A hat-trick for that 7-goaler there in chucker number 5. And as you rightly said, 8 goals in it now. Well, this really is a turn-up for the books, a surprise that I'm sure nobody was expecting. I thought that Richard Mille were going to give Tamera a much stronger, harder run for their money. Ball is picked up nicely here. Now this is a ball for Ganzi. Ganzi will open his shoulders. Good first touch here from the Cobra. Can he finish it? Oh, and again, the man who just scored coming back, doing the rotation, playing the defending player there. Well done, Santi Torres. And this is what I like about Torres. You will find him up front, but he will come back and he will defend when he knows his team need to have him playing that defensive position. Now, the question is, that ball did go over the back line, so we will have a safety 60.
Yeah, Santi, the last one to get wood on it, on a near side back shot, and just puts it parallel. That ball spins back out over the end line, so a penalty 6 from where the ball went out, 60 yards from the back line.
Castagnola then to try and get one back. 43 seconds left on the clock. Castagnola drills another one of those powerful shots, but again, he's put it wide. Well, I'm going to put that one down to the wind there, Steve, because it does look very, very blustery down the south end of that field.
Yeah, just off to the left-hand side. It was a line drive, but just not quite accurate enough or not strong enough wind to blow it back in towards the center. So once again, hey-ho, Toronto. That's going to end chucker number 5, so stay with us for the 6th and final chucker of regulation play here on Easter Sunday with a score of 12-4 in favor of Tamera over Richard Mille, and you're watching live on Chucker TV.
There's something about when you get up early, prep the plane, and you take off, and you get that first light of day, and the air is crystal smooth. You can see forever. You have to have the right aircraft for the right flight with the right crew up front. Only NetJets can do this. The flight dissolves into the background. It should just be the here and now.
White Claw Hard Seltzer, a wave of refreshment. Crafted using our unique Brew Pure process. Made pure. Nothing tastes like White Claw Hard Seltzer.
Welcome back, everybody. A warm welcome to you all watching on your screens at home, watching here, tuning into Chucker TV. Well, what an interesting game, to say the least. What a controversial game, I think is the right word here, the appropriate word. What a controversial game we've seen. We have had 2 unanswered chuckers here with no goals being scored by Richard Mille in chucker number 3 and chucker number 5. Whereas Tamera here, especially in chucker number 3, they only scored 1. But chucker number 4, they scored 4 goals. And in chucker number 5, they scored... they scored 5 goals in chucker number 4 and 4 goals in chucker number 5. Getting and picking up momentum, going from strength to strength. So down to the 6th and final chucker here. Richard Mille. at the moment does not look like they're going to make it 2-0. It looks more like it's going to be Tamera leaving the field with the second win here in this, the second round of the Triple Crown of Polo 2021. Unless, Steve, you can tell me something that I don't know.
With an 8-goal difference, I don't think I can tell you anything that would change things around right here. It looks like it's going to be Tamera being victorious here. 8 goals is a tall order there, Jan. But in the meantime, time is on Tamera's side with Taranco bringing the ball in, sending it over to Diego Cavanaugh, a loose man right here. Cavanaugh going to send it back down the field looking for Torres. Torres, check down, let the ball settle. Now sends it up front. Can Salvador Lockie get there? He's got to work the ball on the near side. Mark Gansey there trying for a hook, but Paco de Narvaez going to come back and turn the ball back over towards the outside of the field. Oh, it's tried to be intercepted by Cavanaugh. However, McDonough picks it up. McDonough driving down the field. He's got Hede Castagnola over on his left, but he's going to take the ball himself. Taranco staying back. Now a nice shot. Can Hede Castagnola keep the ball in? Just a little touch. Sending it on through, and that's one of the 8 goals that they need, but a little late in time.
Well, a great play to watch here. And again, the oversight there, the genius of Pablo McDonough running it. He timed it just right. Castagnola just had to get the putter out there and put it through. These are the kind of plays that we've become accustomed to watching from Richard Mille, that combination play, second to none. But as you said, Steve, a little too late here. Now in chukker number 6, they should have been playing and displaying that kind of polo from the word get-go. But a big compliment. Don't want to take anything away from Tamera's fantastic efforts here, especially that man, Santi Torres, who's been absolutely on fire this afternoon. Stopping there, or being stopped in his tracks there by the 10-goaler. We'll give him that one as Diego Cavanaugh once again will try and put a little bit of pressure on Richard Mille. Taranco. Cavanaugh will pick up the loose ball again. Diego with a shot to goal. Where's that going to go? It came off. It was a slight deflection and a little snap there from Castagnola. Feeding the ball up to Gansey. But Torres taking his time, will open his shoulder, send a daisy cutter down the field. A little bit too late there for Taranco to do anything with, as Richard Mille will take this one deep from their own half. There is the pass, looking for Gansey. Gansey with a cut shot. Sent that a little bit, or he cut that the wrong way, shall we say.
Yeah, bouncing ball just came off his cane or the mallet head, unable to get solid contact on the ball. So once again, we'll have a change of possession play where Taranco will put it back into our 6-chukker action right here. Hey-ho, going to shoot a long ball. It's rolling just towards the left-hand side of the goal. Can Torres keep it on the field? Yes, he does. Paco de Narvaez gets a piece of it as well. Ball still on the field, and Pablo McDonough going to turn that ball dangerously in front of the Tamera goal. Here is Hede Castagnola. Nice play right there by Taranco. Salvador Lockie unable to get a hold of it, but Torres can. He's going to rake it off the boards, and things starting to slow down here a little bit. So Torres going to work the ball towards goal. He does not know the meaning of the word quit or take it easy.
Wow.
And what a shot, high lofting shot right through the goal for Santi Torres and the Tamera team to bring them up with a score of 13-5. So we'll come back to the center, and we'll have a bowl-in off of Federico Martelli.
Goal number 8 there for Santi Torres. Wow, what an incredible goal there. He just teed it up nicely. And this is the Santi Torres that I always go on about, that I love to see play. But I think you're right. We're going to have another whistle here. We're going to have a courtesy change, the last of the afternoon. But, wow, let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 goals, as I say. A hat-trick in the previous chukker, in chukker number 5. But Santi Torres, as you said, he does not know the meaning of the word quit. And he will play till the very, very, very bitter end. So I think you're right. We're seeing the first signs of resignation here from Richard Mille, who, well, you know what, that is what sport is all about. You have days where you just click. You have days where everything just works so well. And then you have days where you just you can't put a foot right. It just doesn't seem to work. I mean, there's enough talent out there. There is enough experience out there. It is in the lap of the polo god, who very much today is wearing white on this Easter Sunday. And they have been playing very, very solidly throughout this game as they come back out here. Richard Mille, a difference of 8 goals here with just under 350 left to play in the 6th and final Chukka. Once again, a kind reminder for you to tune in tomorrow morning, 11 o'clock. Pampa Norte will be taking on a Rio Polo team. That, as I say, will be tomorrow. So make sure you tune in then. Remember, we had, of course, the finals of the Top Pony 12 goal earlier this morning. Newport winning that very, very hard-fought match. We played it over at Santa Rita. I hope you enjoyed the coverage of that. Here we go then. The players back out on the field, ready to continue with the remaining 3:49 in Chukka number 6. Castagnola, the first man on the ball. Snaps that one through the center, and a clear passage now for Pablo McDonough, but straight away, and this is what I like about this Tamera team, they will fight till the very end. They will not quit. Eventually, the ball was put through there by Mark Ganzi, getting his well overdue first goal of this game. The Cobra reducing the deficit to just 7 goals, 6-13. Stevie, they've got 3 minutes, but let's do the maths here. 7 goals in 3 minutes. They've got to come back to the center. I think that is nigh impossible.
Yeah, I think they'd be lucky if they could get 4 in that amount of time. But because don't forget, the clock's running after a goal is scored, unless it's a penalty one. So that clock will chew down after a goal is scored, not giving them time to get too many goals in. So Richard Mille, and we've had a whistle right there on the play. So the umpires will come together, and it looks like they're headed towards that Tamera goal. Mark Ganzi being kind enough to take this ball off the field and give it back to the umpires. So it just looks like, Tamera had a great day today, Jan, and just wasn't Richard Mille's day, and sometimes that's the way it goes. That's the way the cookie crumbles.
Yep. And as you would say, sometimes you're the bug, sometimes you're the windshield.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So...
So let's have a look at the clock. 2:42 on the clock. Remember, we will, of course, have a prize presentation right after this game. This is the featured game of the week here on Easter Sunday. And another penalty for Diego Kavanagh. Kavanagh, is it straight through? Yes, it is. Diego Kavanagh with goal number 5. 14 goals to 6. Well, you know me, Steve, I am the eternal optimist, but I think we can call this a done deal here. Tamera here coming in strong. They came, they saw, they conquered, and they took it, and they brought it home to one of the strongest teams in the competition, Richard Mille, who I'm sure will have a lot of respect for this team after this game. Castagnola, with 2 minutes and a couple of seconds left to play, will leave it behind for the 10-goaler. McDonough will leave this one for, well, maybe not, because look at this. Having the ball taken off him, 2-on-1, and it's going to be Taranco who will send that ball up to his number 1, Salvador Locchi. Now, Locchi has played a solid game here this afternoon, and it'd be nice to see him also score, but he just puts that one wide. A very close shave there indeed. But this, of course, all costing valuable time in this, the 6th and final Chukka.
Well, I think Tamera can be very proud of the way they've played today. Some people might be surprised at the outcome, and I'm not really surprised at the outcome, but I'm surprised of the score being as lopsided as it is. So, you know what? Tamera can be very proud, and Richard Mille will just have to look forward to another day.
Indeed, this is far from game over for them. Of course, still plenty of polo to come in the Triple Crown as McDonough finds a little space. McDonough will send that one special delivery down the field, but it's just as you said, not their day. That one also going wide. We're down to the last 50 seconds in this chukker.
Taranko bringing the ball in off the back line. Here is Hey-Ho. Hey-Ho, time is on his side, so just a formality. The steps they're going through before the first and second horn. Santi Torres is going to canter down the field with that ball. And Diego Cavanaugh says, hey, that's enough. Head to Castagnola, going to send it back down towards the field. But players are shaking hands, Yan, and that's going to end today's festivities here in the featured game of the week. Tamera coming out victorious 14-6 over Richard Mille.
Indeed, congratulations. What a great performance here by Salvador Lucky, Santi Torres, the man who scored 8 goals in total, Diego Cavanaugh, and Hey-Ho Taranko. Commiserations, but you know what? In this game, you sometimes also have to take it on the chin here. Richard Mille not coming out victorious today. Mark Ganzi, Hector Castagnola, Pablo McDonough, Paco de Narvaez, but I'm sure we will see them back in full force in their next game in round 3. But as you say, congratulations here to Tamera. We will throw this back to the studio for a little break, allowing the players to get off their ponies, and then I hope you will join us here for the prize presentation here of this featured game on Easter Sunday right here on Chukker TV. Thank you very much. A very good afternoon once again to you all. Thank you for sticking around for the prize presentation. I'd like you to welcome over on the podium the two gentlemen who are going to be conducting the prize presentation from Billionaires Row, William Benson and Patrick Ducant. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for being here for the prize presentation. We're going to start off with the best playing pony of the game, ridden, as you can see there, by Santi Torres. Her name, Lady Blue, winning the the World Polo League best playing pony blanket, the best playing pony of this game. Now then, the two gentlemen, as I just mentioned, from Billionaires Row, delighted to have them with us here at Grand Champions, William Benson and Patrick Ducant, as the teams now will make their way up onto the podium. Tamera, of course, the winners of this featured game of the day. And Richard Mille, if I could ask the players of Richard Mille to please take center stage up on the podium. Thank you very much indeed. Of course, as always, very important here during this time of the pandemic with a mask on. Thank you very much indeed. So, yes, there are the winners already on the podium. Just waiting a few moments now for Richard Mille to also get up onto the podium. Leading the way there, Mr. Mark Ganzi, the Cobra, Heta Castagnola, the man with the number 3, Pablo McDonough, and of course, last but by no means least, with the number 4, Paco de Navai. So, William and Patrick, I hope you're ready. We're going to start with the runners-up. And if I could ask, please, to step forward for Richard Mille at number 1, Mr. Mark Ganzi. Quick photograph, indeed. Thank you very much. At number 2, please step forward. Get your prize, Heta Castagnola. Well played, Heta. At number 3, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 10-goaler, that is Mr. Pablo McDonough. And of course, at number 4, ladies and gentlemen, please, he played a cracking game as he always does. Give it up for Paco de Navai. Thank you very much, William and Patrick from Billionaires Row. And now over to the winners. And what a cracking game we saw here this afternoon. Can I please ask the first man to step forward, playing off 2 goals at number 1, Salvador Lucky. At number 2, always with a red cap or a red helmet, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Santi Torres. Well done, Santi. At number 3, ladies and gentlemen, please step forward and give a round of applause for Senor Diego Cavana. And of course, last but by no means least, ladies and gentlemen, the man that played the solid back position there. Give it up for Heyo Taranco. Now, we do have one more very special award to give, and that is the, well, you can see it there, the prize for the MVP, the most valuable player, which is an award we always give on a featured game and, of course, on finals days. Ladies and gentlemen, the MVP of this game, of the Triple Crown of Polo here this afternoon, goes to Salvador Lucky. Well done, Anana. Once again, a big thank you to William Benson and Patrick Ducant from Billionaires Row for your support. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. And if I can now ask Richard Mille to exit stage left to leave the winning team, Tamera, up on the podium for A group, oh, maybe not. I was going to say for a group photograph. Well, I will leave you with these lovely images. Thank you very much for tuning in here this afternoon on Chukka TV. Remember, the action continues tomorrow, Easter Monday, 11 o'clock, when Pampa Norte will be taking on a Rio Polo team. From all of us here at Grand Champions, enjoy the rest of your Easter weekend and get home safely, and make sure to switch back on tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock. Thank you very much, and good evening to you all.